Forrest Bassford, who was the first executive director, was famous for saying that this business is a people business, and that's been used over and over and over. I was born in Kansas, raised on a registered Hereford operation. We raised Hereford cattle, showed Hereford cattle. I was a Kansas Hereford Queen, went to Kansas State University, and my major was animal science with the communications option. And I really feel that that's basically what I've done all my life, is worked in marketing, advertising, and now event planning in the agriculture industry. My first job out of college was in San Antonio, Texas, and coming from a small Swedish community in the middle of Kansas and moving to San Antonio was definitely an eye-opening experience. When I was there, I was low man on the totem pole for the Brangus Journal, and I did both ad sales and writing and editorial, and so I would go out and do stories. When I submitted my first story, I got it back from my editor. Of course, it was on paper, and it was like somebody had bled on the paper with all the edits in red ink. And I learned a lot from that job, and I learned a lot from the other people there who have still remained friends of mine, and we still have a strong tie with all of us Brangus people. And so I was there a little over 2 years, and I got called up to Fort Worth to become editor of the Texas Hereford Association. All of a sudden I became editor of a magazine, and I'd only been out of college for 2 years. And I stumbled into it, and we produced a lot of print materials. It was the old-fashioned way. We were still using CompuGraphic computers. We were doing paste up. We were cutting amber liths. And then we would take the magazine when it was ready to the bus station, and it would go from Fort Worth to Abilene, Texas overnight, and that's where it was printed. I also got very involved with the juniors and started putting on leadership workshops, and those, again, are some years that were just wonderful. I've stayed very much in touch with the Hereford people, still go to their activities. And so, again, just another group of people who've meant a lot to me. And so then I kind of went into the agency world, and then still we're working with ag clients. And jumping ahead to 1997 is when I decided to go on my own. The opportunity for the LPC executive director had came open, and I applied for it, interviewed in Lexington, Kentucky in 1998. And I got the job in September of '98. But before that, when I worked for both Texas Hereford and Brangus Journal, they were very involved in LPC. So I became involved as a volunteer, helped produce a couple of LPC conventions, one being here in Fort Worth. Started going to the conventions, and boy, did we have some fun. And so as executive director, I became a part of the planning committee for what was to become the Ag Publications Summit. And so the first one was in Denver, Colorado in 1999. And it was a big success. Every year was in a different city. There was such variety in the tours. People started to realize that they could get a new adventure every summer. Then it really kind of turned into where it was more like a family reunion. And the friendships that have been made at that event are absolutely incredible. The Ag Media Summit has been something that I've been very proud to have been a part of. So if you're a young person or a person young at heart that wants to get involved, LPC is definitely the organization to be a part of. You know, looking back at my career with LPC, obviously it's the friends. It's the friends that you make and hold you up. We're a very unique industry that I wouldn't give up for anything. This honor that I am receiving for the Hall of Fame means more to me than you'll ever know. So I thank you to the Board of Directors for selecting me for the LPC Hall of Fame for 2023. I'll be forever grateful.